Hey, TechKnowStuds! In this video, we'll talk about how hashing algorithms, block ciphers, asymmetric encryption, public key infrastructure, and transport layer security is actually applied. Different ways that we utilize this cryptographic solutions to actually implement good security. We'll start with a review of ciphers, public key infrastructure, and transport layer security. Although this is really more of just going to be a mention around those things. Then we'll take a more in-depth look at VPN, and then talk briefly about some other protocols that use cryptographic solutions. There's a lot of different cryptography solutions out there. Things like hashing, where we can hash things, create that unique fingerprint. And this is just a small list. There's a ton that are available out there. We have the encryption side of things where we can encrypt and decrypt. And we have all that symmetric encryption algorithms and asymmetric encryption algorithms. Although some of it's a little misleading because Diffie-Hellman is asymmetric cryptography, but technically it's not actually encryption, it's just key exchange. And then we take these cryptographic solutions and apply them to some sort of issue that we see. For instance, the public key infrastructure has been implemented so that way we can securely connect to sites and have some sort of verification of those sites. Well, what do we use in it? Well, we use those hashes so we can hash the information and create that unique fingerprint. And then we take those and we encrypt it with asymmetric cryptography. So like RSA would be an example of that we encrypt this information then to create these digital certificates. We can also take these cryptographic solutions then and apply them to older protocols to make them more secure. As an example is HTTP is an old protocol that isn't secure. And so what do? We create transport layer security, which we can add to protocols like HTTP to make it more secure. So now we have HTTPS. Transport layer security uses hashing algorithms, uses symmetric algorithms, it uses asymmetric algorithms, and it uses public key infrastructure or some sort of combination of those things to create this secure communication. Transport layer security can be used to secure our communication. And it's used in a lot of different situations, but one of them is connecting to websites. However, that's not the only scenario that we have out there. There are times when we have a company network and we want to interconnect different sites. So in this example right here, let's say we have a site A and a site B, and we want to create a tunnel between them. A tunnel means that we're going across other networks, but we want it to be directly connected between these two different sites. And so we create a tunnel between these sites. The problem is that it's going across maybe insecure networks, and we need to encrypt that. So then we create a VPN tunnel. A VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. And so it's a virtually private because we encrypt that traffic going across those insecure networks. Well, a VPN tunnel could be set up using two different protocols. It could be an IPsec VPN tunnel or a TLS VPN tunnel. And those are two different things. And the TLS VPN tunnel would operate much like a website, which has a lot of advantages to it, but it has some drawbacks and disadvantages. So maybe we want to create an IPsec tunnel, which is actually much more prevalent out there when it comes to VPNs. And really what that looks like is a TLS happens at this application layer, versus an IPsec happens at layer 3, at an IP packet layer. It happens, so it operates quite a bit differently. Although it uses a lot of the same concepts, it has the hashes and the symmetric algorithms and the asymmetric algorithms, and it uses variations of those as well to implement an IPsec VPN tunnel. And there are a lot of other protocols and use cases. So we have some sort of issue that we're trying to solve. We choose the specific cipher or algorithm that we need to use and apply it and create a protocol out of it. And from that protocol, we could even use that protocol within other protocols. So we see here some communication protocols, wireless protocols, authentication protocols. An example might be is that we use RC4 cipher in TKIP, and then we take TKIP and reuse that in WEP and WPA. And so we will take and make these different protocols out of these different ciphers that we have. So there was a real quick foundation of how we take these ciphers and we apply it. So we went over a little bit of review around ciphers, PKI and TLS. Then we got into what VPNs look like, just a brief look into that, and just listing out some other protocols that are out there.